Hello you guys, today we are going to learn how to use Authentisign. This video will take you through this step by step, and I'm going to start off by going to Transaction Desk. You guys should know how to get here. You just go into the MLS, click on Transaction Desk. This pops up, and the very first thing we're going to do is click on Create Transaction. I always like to use the property address as the transaction name, and in this case it's Stanton Court. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna copy this and then I'm going to paste it, but I always like to do it backwards, so it should be cut Stanton Court and then the address. Why? Because it'll alphabetize it, so you'll be able to find it a lot easier later. You could set up templates and stuff. We're not going to get into that. I'm going to show you just a simple way to do it. So type is going to be residential sale, because I'm doing this for a buyer. So this is if you're working with a buyer and you're about to write an offer. I want to import the data, of course, from my Florida regional MLS. So go ahead and click on that, and then you're going to need the MLS number. So how easy is that? You've got everything pulled up here already, as I do right here. I grab the MLS number, copy. Now because it starts with an S, I have a feeling it may not pop up. This agent may not be a member of Aura, so that could be a problem. You might run into that, so this video will address that. So let's see, where am I? Right here, transaction. We'll go ahead and paste it, and I am the selling agent. Use wizard, yes, and hit create. Let's hope it pops up. It probably won't because it has the S, so that is a bummer. Oh, look, it popped up. Great. Oh, thank God. All right, so as you can see, by putting in the MLS number, all of the information pops up for you, and that's going to save you a ton of time. What I want you to do is fill out a few things, though. So I already know we're going to be putting in a price of $349,500. Ooh, that's a good one. And what's my deposit going to be? We're going to do $2,000 as earnest money. Total financing, I could do the total financing. Let's see if it works. So we're doing 20% down, I believe. Was it 20% down? How do I know? Because I also have my lender letter right here. Let's see what it says. It looks like loan amount of $300. They're going to put $80,000 down. Holy smokes. So what percentage is that? 380,000 times 20% is 76,000. So we're gonna go with, I'm gonna go with 20%. Sounds good. So if it's 20%, go ahead and do the math, which will be 349,500. I'm using a calculator right now. You can't see me, but we're gonna multiply that by 80%, and I'm gonna put the financing amount of 279,600. Okay. Alrighty, you can skip all this. You don't need all that stuff. And let's do next. We do want to put in the buyer's name and all of that. So let's see if we've got some stuff we can put in here. Obviously, we're not using list dates. Here is the offer date, which would be today's date. We can skip these. Closing dates, very important. What's going to be our closing date? Well, I want to be let's see, 30 days. So we can do, let's give it till the end of March. We'll do March 30th. Okay, that looks pretty good. And that's it. We can go on to the next. Anything you missed, by the way, guys, if you miss anything, here comes all these things, anything you can fix later, so don't worry about it. We might miss a couple things. All right, let's go on to the next. Okay, now here is going to give you all the details. There's a listing broker. Why? Because we put in the MLS number, remember? So it's got me as a selling agent, Investors Real Estate, a selling broker. There's a listing agent. And seller, it's got seller of record. I'm going to go into their, when you go into the MLS, right here is the attachments. And under the attachments, it'll tell you, what documents they require because this is the bank-owned property. This was one of the documents here, which I already filled out. And then this one here walks you through how to submit it. Now it looks like it doesn't have the seller info. I will go to the property profile here, and it looks like it's Deutsche Bank. So I'll go ahead and copy paste this. Okay, and they might change it later, and that's fine. That does not matter. So we'll go ahead and copy that, and I'm going to go here to seller, and I'm going to edit it because I don't like a seller of record. And we'll go ahead and put paste right there, Deutsche Bank. And if we want to fill, I can cut this and put that as a last name. Okay, there you go. Deutsche Bank, National Trust Company, 2005, blah, 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 whatever. Okay, cool, save. So now you'll see the seller will change. It didn't change. Why didn't it change? I just edited it. It's right there. I saved it. Alright, it should save. We'll deal with that later. Now we need to add the buyers. You can see here we've got the seller but no buyer. So click add. And we're going to create a new transaction contact because I do not have this new buyer in here. And that's a buyer. That's the type of person we're putting in here. And now I'm going to put the buyer's name. Now I'm going to go to the pre-approval to get her exact name. It's right here. This full name right here. We'll copy it. I'm just going to paste the whole thing in here. And then I'll start taking it apart. So we're going to go Babette is name number 1. Middle, forget it. I'm just going to leave that alone. Last name, Pianta Chizuko Fitzgerald, because I'm not sure what's what. That's good enough. Now, email, let's fill it all out. I'm telling you, it's going to be a lot easier if we fill all of this out now. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to my phone and I'm going to grab her email. Okay, it's b.acehome. Now, you guys, don't try to steal my buyer, okay? Because this is a real buyer. Or maybe I should pretend. No, this is not a real buyer. This is just a test, guys. So don't try to steal this buyer because it's not a real buyer. Okay, legal name, you can leave that blank. And that's it. Let's hit save. And now she is in there. There's the buyer. Now we're looking good, right? Everything's there. Listing broker, selling broker, listing agent, and so forth. So now we're going to go ahead and click next. And everything looks good. We'll click next. Here we could add some forms if we want to. Sometimes you might skip this by clicking next. Otherwise, you can just click add and you can add the forms. But I'm going to go ahead and hit next just to say, oops, we went too far. Now what do? Oh, no. Well, now you can just click done, right? And then here's the forms. So you can just go in here and just hit plus and add the forms. So no big deal. All right, now we're going to do an as is. What I suggest is type in ASIS, A-S-I-S. Don't get offended. I did not call you a name or anything like that. And that pops up the exact contract that we want. So go ahead and click on that. Now when you click it, you see what happens? You get this little 1 here. If I click it again, look, it disappears. So sometimes you'll click and be like, why isn't it working? It does work. It just becomes a 1, and then you have to click add. Do you understand that? So I'll do it again. See, I clicked it, it disappeared. I click it again, and there's the 1. Now click add. And there it is. It's now under forms. Now what you want to do is go ahead and click on it because now we're going to go to the actual contract and edit it. I'm taking a drink of water. Okay, and now we wait for transaction desk to do its thing. Okay, well, owner of record didn't work, did it? For whatever reason didn't change. That happens. Transaction desk sometimes isn't perfect. No big deal. What we're going to do is go ahead and go back to Deutsche Bank. Right here. We're going to copy it. I'm going to go back to transaction desk and I'm going to hit paste. And most likely they'll change that, who knows. But there we go. Everything else is in there. There's Babette. There's the property. There's the price we put in, the $2,000 earnest money. I'm not going to worry about the title company. We get so many calls like, who's your title company? Who's your title company? Who cares? Don't fill it out. Don't worry about it. The seller will let you know who the title company is. You don't have to fill that out. It looks like my financing, although I put it in, it still didn't take. That happens. Don't, freak out. Just go ahead and do it again. So I'm going to grab my calculator. I already have it here. I didn't even take it out. So I'm going to go ahead and write in the financing, which is $279,600. If you put it in there, the numbers change for you automatically. See how nice that is? Now we'll put in a date. I'm going to put in next week. Typically on a normal contract, I'll give them 24 hours, maybe 48 hours if it's over the weekend to sign it. On a foreclosure, just give them more time. So there it is. I put 228. So everything on this page is done. I'm going to look at the next page. I don't have to click anything. This is also, I guess, how to write an offer video a little bit on a conventional financing. So buyer will pay cash? No, the buyer's not paying cash. The buyer is contingent upon approval of conventional financing. I'm going to leave this blank and leave the 30 days. If I'm representing a seller, I will change that to 21. But since I'm representing the buyer, let's leave it at 30. It helps my buyer. Let's see if they accept that. They probably will. So we keep going. We're not asking for closing costs. You could put it here. I don't recommend you putting closing costs here, but some agents do. So keep an eye out for that. We keep going here. Seller shall designate closing agent, and that's fine. If you're in Miami, it's always going to be buyer. We're not in Miami. At least this particular buyer isn't. Home protection plan, we're not going to ask for one. You should always ask for one if it's a traditional sale. Why not? You usually always will get the home protection plan. So go ahead and do that. We like to use Old Republic, but you can use anyone you want. Let's see. Right here, seller shall pay installments. No, I like the seller to pay it all off in full. If there's any special assessments, let them pay it off in full. Why not? Let's move on. The rest of this is blank, blank, blank. Lead-based paint is 1978, before 1978. We're just going to put in here 10-day inspection. It's a much better offer than 15 days for inspection. And the rest of this, if you know the contract, you just skip these pages. Okay, and if it's going too fast, you can slow it down on the video. Okay, I like to click the least amount of these as possible. And so in this case, I really don't need to click any of them. I could go crazy clicking like appraisal contingency and all kinds of nonsense. I don't need that because I'm not including anything else in here. I'm not asking for closing costs either. You'll have to watch another video if it had closing costs. We'll show you how to do that, but it's pretty easy. Let's see. Well, I'll tell you what you write. You would write seller to contribute, $4,500. Always put the specific number, not the percentage. So seller to contribute $4,500 towards buyer's closing costs. That's it. Done. Pretty simple. If you want to add closing costs and prepaids, go ahead. Okay, that was a little bonus for you guys. Then moving on, make sure that the buyer's name there, the seller's name's there. Everything looks good. Ready, set for Authentisign. Great. So now I'm going to go file and save. Now that was quick. That was pretty easy. See that? It's all done. Now I'm going to go back to this little house right here. That's how I get to the transaction desk front page. And these are all my transactions that I've done this month, which I know it's not a lot. I'm just kidding. That's not this month. That'd be crazy. Here it is, Stanton Court. Click it. And we're back to here. I want to add some more forms here. Or do I? I really don't need to add any more forms. Yeah, I don't. Not in this case. Let's pretend you were doing FHA. Then you're going to hit add forms. You're going to add an FHA writer. If you're going to do HOA, that'll be on a next video. Okay, this is a conventional. So I only need the one. So let's go ahead and click, we're going to Authentisign. So all I got to do is click on here, Authentisign. See this little pen? That's one way of doing it. The other way is if this is open, I'm going to go ahead and open it just for the sake of this video. And I'll show you. You can also go straight to Authentisign from the document. And I almost regret clicking that because it's taking so long. Maybe I'll edit this part of the video. We will see. Boy, that's taken a long time. That's brutal. So I'll look around at some other stuff. Okay, so there it is. You would just click right here, sign. Takes you to the same place. If you do it from here, it knows it's part of this transaction. So let's go ahead and click it. It says create a signing session with this form. Additional forms and documents can be added later. So yes, using this form. Transaction desk, thanks for asking. Okay, now we are going to, let me make sure this is recording because that would be a bummer if this is not recording. So yes, it's recording, yay. Okay, so now if you had multiple documents, you can click here, Stanton Court Forms and Documents. In this case, I'm going to upload a file that I need, which I already prepared before. And it's this REO cover page. And I'm going to add this other one as well, the pre-approval letter. So I'm adding them all to the same. And how did I click both of them? You hit Control Alt, and then you click it. And then you can click multiple properties. That's bonus. Okay. So now we added that form. Typically I would also add the IRE addendum, but because it's an REO, they won't sign it. I don't need them to sign it anyway, but I'm not going to complicate the package. I'll just have my buyer sign the IRE addendum later. Okay, so this is basically a 4-step process in Authentisign. So what I'm going to do is click Participants is part 2, and let's click who is going to get this. Only my buyer. My buyer is only going to get this because I need them to sign. I'm not going to send it to Jeffrey Perry because he doesn't need to sign it. Okay, so I hit Add, and my buyer is now added. I click Documents. Here are the documents. There's the as is, there's the pre-approval letter, and there's the cover page. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to move this cover page to the front. So I just click it like this. Now the cover page is page 1. And why is it page 1? Because it's the cover page. That means it covers everything. So number 1 is the cover page. Number 2 is the as-is contract, and then after that would be any addendas, and after that would be the IRE addendum if you're doing a normal transaction, and then after that would be your pre-approval letter. Now you have your full package all in one, and of course seller's disclosure if there was one. This is an REO, so there's no seller disclosure. All right, now we go to step number 4. Click Design, and under Design we're going to see all the paperwork. Okay. You might see little things popping up here. That's for my son's channel. Okay, so we wait. Okay, there's my cover page. Now, for those of you who can't see, you can click Zoom right here and zoom in a little bit. See? Now, you zoom in, zoom out. There's my cover sheet. It does need to be signed. So, oh, and a bummer, I have to sign it too. So look, we already have Babette in here, but we don't have anyone else because I didn't choose anyone else. But let's go ahead and click the drag and drop, and that's how you're going to sign for your buyer's going to sign in this spot. So we'll put her there. Then we're going to click on here. See this date? Oops, I shouldn't have done that. Let me delete that. Look how I delete it. Drag and drop. So you got to click on it, hold it, and drag it. See? And then drop it. Okay, drag and drop, and then let's say, oops, I made a mistake. Well, then all you got to do is click on it, and you can delete right here. And there's some stuff here, settings, if you wanted to change the date or get fancy with transparencies and all that stuff. You don't need that. Okay, now I realize, hey, I have to sign this, so that's a bummer. Let me drag and drop that. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back, click the back button right here, save and continue. It will save all of your work. And then I'm going to participants because I need to add myself. Click add, and I can easily click add yourself, but my add myself is going to come to the wrong email address, so I don't want to use that one. So I'm just going to do add from contacts, and then I'm going to find myself in my contacts, and I'm going to find the right Freddie Crespo. See how many Freddie Crespos are in here? The one that I want is this one, Freddie Crespo, all caps with the REO. I click it, I add it. Now I know that's going to come to my REO email, which doesn't have tons of spam. So this is good. Buyer. See how it says Babette, buyer number 1. Perfect. Save. Next, it should do. Oh, it didn't do one for me, but whatever. Hit design. Well, I'm not going to click it. Hit design. That's going to take us back to the design page. And we have to wait for transaction desk, as it's very slow today. Okay, so here we are. Let's do the zoom again. I like it just a little bigger like that. And we're going to go right here. See how it saved everything we did? Now if you click up here under signers, click this button, and there I am, Freddie Crespo. Cool. Now I'm going to do drag and drop, grab the sign, and I'm going to sign it right there. Okay, so that page is done. Now we go to the next page. These pages, because we created it, are going to automatically be initialed by the buyer because it's smart that way. So you can see BP is done. That's my buyer. So everything's going to be already initialed perfectly. You can review your offer if you want to make sure that you clicked everything correctly. Okay, so this is a good time to review. I know I already clicked it correctly, so I'm just going to kind of go fast. And there is that initial, there's her signature, everything's there. My name's there, the other guy's names are there. Please don't submit offers without filling all this out of who the broker is. Don't leave it blank like that. That's very unprofessional. Do it this way so everything's filled out professionally. There is my pre-approval letter from Freedom Mortgage. Look at that. Look how professional that is. And your pre-approval letter, please tell your lenders to make sure that they have their email address and their phone number on there. I always get these pre-approval letters with no emails, sometimes with no phone numbers, believe it or not. But you got to have that email so we can copy everyone on emails. Okay, so now this is done. All I got to do is click next. And now it says send invitations. You can customize it if you want to get all fancy and, you know, waste time. Then go ahead and customize and go nuts. But I just go straight into send invitations. And let's just get down to business and get this done. And that's it. It's gone. And now my client's going to get it in her email. And if I want to check on the status, let's pretend I just logged into Transaction Desk again. I can simply go right here to Authentisign. See it? See my mouse? Click on the pen. And here's all my Authentisign documents. This is what you want to get. Approved. You get this little, what's this called? Ribbon. You get this ribbon of success when it's successful. The lightning means it's in progress, and that's what it is right now. If I click on it, it's going to say that we sent this out, and now we're waiting for signatures. If you need to resend it or reset, let's say you need to make some changes, You can go up here to reset, click reset, and then you can make your changes and resend it again. If you only need to resend it, go right here. It says resend. Let's say you wanted to copy someone. You can copy someone right here. And then this is if you wanted to make a copy of this whole thing, which I typically don't ever do. So that's it, people. That's how you do it. Hope you enjoyed this video. And click the like button if you did, and good luck with all of your offers. Leave comments on things that we can answer on the next video. Thanks a lot for joining us, and have a great day.